If you are a life insurance agent who sells life insurance over the phone and you just don't know maybe where your gaps are, you're not making sales, you don't know what tone is, you don't know the reason behind maybe why you ask certain questions, this is the video for you. I am sharing a one-on-one training that I had with an agent. So by listening to my training, you will absorb so much. You will learn so much. You will know what you should sound like. You will know why you ask certain questions. It will be so enlightening for you. So follow along. Before I move forward, download my script. I am sharing my script. I am training on my script today. I am telling you exactly how to find out their budget, figure out what their needs are, and then dig into their problem and their why. This is how I close up shop. This is how I do what I do. So hi, hello. If we have not yet met, my name is Ashley Mullenix, and I am a final expense telesales agent. I do sell from the comfort of my own home. I'm a mom. I'm a wife. I crush it in this space, and I get my evenings and my weekends free. So diving in, again, I am sharing the call. Before you listen to this, you need to stop, download my script so you can follow along, because I give this stuff away for free, no strings attached. I'm here just to help you because this is the stuff that I needed when I was trying to figure it out and I was failing hardcore in the industry before I really got my footing and worked really, really hard to figure out how to master this. So enjoy this training. So once we go through underwriting, right, and we've cleared I am who I say I am moment, now we need to let them know. Now we're trying to get a feel for what they can afford, right? We want to be on their side. We want to lower their sales resistance. We do not want them to feel like we're trying to sell them something. So now, Simone, everyone I work with, they are on a fixed income. The goal is to find something that is comfortable and affordable for you. They do have these programs sorted in different price ranges for me. So I need you to tell me kind of where to start shopping at for you. Would you say somewhere between? And then there's options here. If no one has said anything about price, like, oh, I've been looking, it's just so expensive, it's so expensive, if they haven't said anything about that, I'll usually ask somewhere between like 100 and 120. I say it in a way that I'm like, like 100, 120, what does that look like for you? Is that too much? Yeah, that's too much. Hey, not a problem. What about like 80 to 100? Is that better, or are we still too high? By saying, are we better? Are we still too high? That lets them know that you're not trying to be like every other agent out there and pitching them a 10, 15, and $20,000 policy and giving them these obscene numbers. Like, you genuinely are like, is this too expensive for you? Because I'm here to help you, right? So we're looking for things that are comfortable and affordable. Remember, the demographic we work with, they're on a fixed income. So they're always looking for the best, affordable, most, that's the life that they live. They're always looking for, hey, I get money from the government. What kind of program am I eligible for? By saying it this way, which this comes from Tim and Do Ford, I took this straight from their script. By saying, hey, is this comfortable and affordable, or is this a bit too much? We're on their side. And so now when they tell me, hey, 40 to 60, that's comfortable. Okay, great. So now everything that I'm about to frame, I need to frame it in the guise of how this is the solution for them. The only way to find that price bracket is the solution for them is now we need to find out, like, what does it look like? Do they want a cremation or burial? So then we'll say, say they said 40 to 60. Okay, Simone. So I guess, like, how much coverage were you looking to put in place? We want to get an idea of what that looks like. Because if they say something, I just posted a YouTube video. If they say 75,000, like that lady did the other day, I now need to restructure and reframe it and bring her down to like level ground, right? But sometimes they'll say, oh, I have no idea. Sometimes they'll say, I want 10. You just don't know, but you need to ask that question to get an idea. Okay. So kind of fill me in. Let's say someone says, I don't know. Okay, kind of fill me in. What were your thoughts and concerns, around getting this coverage in place? Oh, well, the burial. You want them to double down on, like, I'm concerned about
someone not being able to pay the burial. Okay, I gotcha. And do you know what your final wishes are? Is that traditional burial or cremation? Because remember, we know they want between 40 to 60 a month. Now we need to, word our pitch to where how that bracket's going to help them with whatever solution they need. So then, okay, and do you know about how much a traditional burial is costing families, Simone? I ask that because I need to know if they've been chatty Cathy with their neighbor, they just buried their husband. Sometimes I've had families go, yeah, I just buried my husband. It cost me 22,000. So if I can't give them 22,000, my boat's sunk, right? These are all things for us to figure out, like where they're at, what's in their hand, how are we going to help them? Because this is an emotional buy and we need to find the solution for them, which is why we're asking all of these questions right now in a very conversational way. And so say they didn't have coverage in place, they, have no idea how much a burial costs. I will educate them a little bit. Okay. Let them know a price range. If you click on Funeral City, have you clicked that link?
I did, yeah. And I saw that's a good link. Yeah. And I saw
Yeah.
what it tells you, for the different like simple cremation and
Yep. I use that all the
direct.
time when I'm going through this script. Do you know how much that's costing you? I have no idea. And I say, okay, hold on, let me pull up my tool here. And then I'll look and I'll say, okay, in Iowa, for a simple burial, it's this much. For a full service burial, on average, it's this much. So on average, a traditional burial is costing about $9,500 in your state. So Simone, really comfortably, as long as there's 9,500 in place, your daughter, would be taken care of. So anything above that is just I love you money. Because I'm the expert, right? I have to let them know how this is all working. This is a conversation I'm having right here with them. Once we go through the cost and, if they want a cremation, a burial, what that looks like, sometimes you'll find out they already have a plot in place. They already have a headstone. They want to be buried next to their husband. You can find so much juice out right here.
Okay.
They'll let you know so much. And then we go into the why. If they do, have coverage in place, we need to figure out what their gap is. Why are we looking for more? Right? So we know that they value life insurance. Something though is making them want more coverage. Okay. So I know, Simone, you mentioned you did have some coverage in place right now. I guess why would it be important to you to have more coverage? And then just be quiet. Let them fill in the blank. Because if there's not pain, if they're just saying, oh, well, I saw the ad, I clicked on it, I figured I'd see what it's about. Okay, yeah, that's not a problem. Totally understand. I guess with the coverage that you do have in place, are you just kind of concerned that you just don't have enough in place? Or are you trying to look for some extra I love you money for someone? Double down. Ask it again in a different way. You have to figure out, why are you looking for more coverage? Because if you don't really dig hard and try to find out why they're looking for more, you have no leg to stand on when you pitch numbers, and they're probably going to want to think about it. So do your best if someone has coverage to kind of simmer in it, peel back as many onion layers as you can, and try to see what their pain might be. Most of the time they're open. They're like, oh, inflation, it's not enough money. Or, oh, my grandkid needs a car. Okay, then that's what I'm going to focus on the whole time. So when I'm pitching numbers, I'm talking about your grandkid's car the entire time. That's my angle, because that's your pain and I need to fill that need. So with the I don't have coverage in place, okay, God forbid if something happened to you this week. This is an NEPQ right here. This is straight from Jeremy Lee Minor. You have to get them to visualize what we're talking about. You have no coverage in place. Okay, so Simone, God forbid something happened to you this week. Who's the one who's in charge of going to the funeral home, talking to the funeral director, and having to pay for your burial? Who's that person for you? Now that you've listed off those three things, they're seeing their daughter going to the funeral home off of County Road 110, talking to the director, and having to figure out where 10,000 is coming from. That's right where you want their brain to be. So that's why you ask that. You paint the picture and then you let them answer. They might have a solution. Sometimes they say, oh, I have a savings. If someone has a savings, I'm asking them, oh, that's wonderful. I'm very happy that you've been doing that for your family. I guess kind of walk me back here. If you have a savings account, why the need for some insurance?
So walk me back here. Yes.
You know, why, if you have a solution, why are we talking? Is what you want to do. Why are we, you have to, this whole section, we're trying to find the problem so we know how to fill a solution. We're looking for a gap. That is what we're trying to find out. If they don't have any coverage in place, just like we were talking before, okay, so you don't have any coverage in place, I guess what is plan B if you can't get any? Like if you don't do something, what is plan B? And then if they have plan B, oh, well, my daughter makes 6 figures a year. I'm sure she could do it. Well, that's really great, Simone. I'm so happy your daughter's doing well. It's really hard to get that kind of income, I guess. If your daughter's able to cover the 10,000 out of pocket, why the need for some insurance? Why are we talking? If you have a solution, why are we here? Once you find that out, you now have a gap. And you can, and feel free to swim around in this area, be conversational, be genuine, ask as many freaking questions as you want. Do it in a very curiosity, concerned way, but keep going. As far as the family will let you go with them. Okay? Because this is a feeler section. They need to feel why they need the insurance. So diving deeper, this is just another way to keep peeling back the layers, right? So I guess Simone, you know, what you're saying is you wouldn't want to pass on any financial burden to your daughter. I make it sound like I want to make sure I'm on the same page because I don't want to overstep the boundary line, but that's why we're looking, right? And then they'll say yes. Okay, gotcha. Okay, so let's say we can find a plan. What would that do for your daughter? What does that look like? Again, visualize it. Okay, you already know what it looks like if she goes to the funeral home and she pays out of pocket for this. Now, what does it look like if she actually has $10,000 that you've left her, right?
I hope that training provided you so much insight and so much wisdom that you followed along with my free script so you have an understanding how to do it, the purpose behind why I have in there the things that I have, the importance of really digging deep and getting to know pain and understanding someone's position, what they're looking for. How do we establish a budget? How do I make sure I don't get a charge back in the future because I'm not selling them something that they can't afford? This stuff is gold. If anything, this is probably the best, video that I have shared with y'all to date. This is fire. Share this video with other agents. People need to know, agents need to know that this is what training should look like. This is what you need from your IMO. If this is not happening, you are not in a good place. You are not in a nurturing place. You're not in a place that's going to allow you to grow. And the chances are you're going to be like the statistics. You're going to be that 92%, 95% that fail out because this is what you need. So go find that thing, download my script. If you have questions, if you have comments, message me, email me. I'm happy to help you out in any way that I can. Smash that subscribe button, share this with other agents who need to know this stuff. And I will see you in the next video.